Hello everyone, welcome to the third part of this video series. In this video, we are going to design Wi-Fi using predictive RF survey for the concert hall environment that we selected in the previous video. We will also go through all these objectives as we design. Let's start with the first objective, Introduction to Ekahau interface. As you can see, this will be the first look and feel of the software once you launch it. Just like any other software, it contains toolbars, menus, icons. It also contains access point listing section. So any access point you add to your map will be listed here. This part of the screen represents the map or layout view. So any map or layout you add here, you add to your software will appear here. I won't describe or explain each option in these menus or icons, but rather I'll touch base on the important ones to us as we design. Okay, the second objective talks about AutoCAD drawings and Ekahau WOW feature. It's an old feature actually and was added into Ekahau software starting I think around 9.0 version. It stands for Wall Outlining Wizard. This was added mainly in order to reduce the amount of time required to produce a predictive design. In order to showcase what it does, I'll import the same CAD drawing twice. In the first try, I will not use this feature. And in the second try, I'll use it and show what it actually brought to the table. Let's go to Ekahau. So you can add your map either from this menu by clicking here or as simple as clicking on this icon. As you can see, you can load .dwg file, which is an AutoCAD file inside Ekahau. Once it's opened, it gets read by the WOW feature. We will not configure anything for now in this part. We will leave it for the second try, where we demonstrate the WOW feature. Let's hide it. Now, we are on the legacy import process. Here's our layout, and here's the detected scale. You can modify it if you went to the site and performed any measurements. We didn't, so we will trust what it is defined inside the AutoCAD file. Let's click Import. The layout now is inside the Ekahau software. Now, generally, before we design, we define three things. The first one, we define the scale. And the scale is already defined. The second and third thing, we define the coverage areas and the exclusion areas. I will skip these two steps for now because I want to first explain the difference between the legacy import and the WOW feature. So after defining area and exclusion areas, we usually define the walls and attenuation areas. So in order to define the walls, you have to select wall and then select wall type you want to define. Then you have to manually draw that on each wall. Let's try to do that. So here we are drawing walls, let's say like this. I'm not going to draw walls for all rooms. I'm just showing how the legacy wall defining process is cumbersome. So as you can see, I have drawn walls. You have to do it for every single object, whether it's wall, table, window, a glass wall, gypsum board, chair, etc. You have to do this manually on every object inside your layout, if and only if it affects your design. It's a cumbersome process. It takes time. So, Ekahau, starting version 9.0, as I think, introduced the WOW feature. Let's swap the image with the same file and try to demonstrate that feature. So we have an option, swap map image. Let's select the same concert hall DWG file. Now we will not import it as we did, but rather we will see the layers here. WOW, as I said, it's a feature used to reduce time to produce the design. So what it does is that it reads all layers inside the Ekahau file. Here it was able to detect all these layers. Let's check them one by one. So the first layer is called 1_fern. I think this refers to the furniture inside the site. So if we select this, it gets highlighted. So you know all objects inside this layer. Now, if we want to draw the material types for all these objects, we can select from the drop-down list one material type. Let us assume, just for the sake of our demo, that all furnitures are made of the same material type. And let's select this one randomly, which is bookshelf, which introduces 2 dB loss. Let's go to the second layer. It's an axis layer. I will not import the axis because I don't think they will affect our design. I will uncheck that. So if you uncheck it from here, it will be removed completely from the map after you click import. Doors. All doors are highlighted, so you select a material type. Let's select interior office doors. Glass. It will highlight, I think, all windows and any other materials built with glass. So let's select thick window, which introduces 3 dB loss to our signals. The hatch layer is something I don't think they will affect our design, but I'm just going to unselect that. The line layer, I think this represents something between this wall and this wall. I will exclude this also. The other layer shows sanitaries. Okay. So these are inside bathrooms. Bathrooms are out of scope. But again, let's take opportunity to define material type for them. Let's select marble. Stairs. All stairs were highlighted, and as you can see, the stairs also inside the concert hall area were selected. So let's select concrete, concrete, concrete. Okay. Walls. Nice. Let's select dry walls for all. Oh, okay. That won't work to select dry walls. Let us select also concrete walls because it represents the outside walls also. For the wall number 2, now it seems to refer to only one wall, 2 walls, 3 walls, 4 walls, but all inside the whole area. I would assume that this would be gypsum board for decoration. So let's use drywall, for example, or dry hollow wall. And that's it. Now we have defined the material type for each layer we want to include in our design for each object inside our layout. The next step is just to trust what we have as a scale here and click import. It will take some time. Let me have a sip of coffee. As you can see, you don't have to do anything manually. Ekahau draws all objects for you based on the material type you selected per layer. Now, it works like a charm if and only if your AutoCAD file was designed correctly. Unfortunately, if you check here, it doesn't show the right material drawing on top of the stairs, for example. What else? It's showing something wrong here. It's missing some parts here and here. It's also missing this line. So it helps, reduces time, but it won't be perfect. You have to spend some time modifying that. So it reduces time, but you don't have to rely only on that. You have to spend some time verifying what WOW does to your furniture, to your objects, and modify as needed. Now, it requires a lot of modifications. I'm not going to do it manually in front of you. I already have a file here where I modified everything. We will use it later. And now I think you can understand the difference between the legacy import feature and the map import using the the WOW feature. And that wraps up our video about introduction to Ekahau and WOW feature. Thank you for watching.